Everybody, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. We are closing out the week with a very patient young man. The one and only Mike Aring is on the show with us. We're going to talk about the HopeNona.com is the website, and it's the Hope Scholars Golf Scramble coming up. Talk a little bit about Lake Nona Regional Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Mike. How are you today on this Friday?
Ted, I'm doing great, and I do appreciate you being willing to spend a little time with us to talk about Hope Presbyterian Church at Lake Nona and our little event.
Well, I'm excited to hear about that. I told you before we went live, the audience loves some origin stories. So tell them a little bit about Mike and your journey.
Well, lived here in Florida for about 25 years, but before that it was 10 in Cincinnati, 5 in Rochester, New York, and I went to school in Southern Ohio. And we just kept moving around one step ahead of the law and the creditors. So, if you keep moving fast enough, long enough, all of those people forget about you.
They'll forget about you. Change your name a few times.
I grew up in Northern Ohio, though.
So down in Florida, you have gotten to get in. You've obviously gotten involved in the chamber, but tell us about the Hope Presbyterian Church of Lake Nona.
Right. They've only been in existence 10 years. And I've only been involved with them for about 6. In my working life, I traveled quite a bit and even lived in various towns and came back to Orlando every other week, if you will. So, those kind of things were part of my routine, if you will.
I love it.
About 6 years ago, I retired, and Hope Presbyterian Church of Lake Nona is a bunch of Christians trying to learn more about God. But the thing that's really important to me, that's a lot of value there, but also they reach wider and service and share. I mean, they donate 20% of their tithes to other nonprofits.
Wow. I love that.
In 10 years, they've donated over $600,000.
Wow.
And we're a little church of about 100 people. And so there's two sides of that coin. We're getting deeper, understanding our Christian background, but getting more involved in the community is the part that I really embrace.
Well, I love it. And my home church is First Pres downtown. Dr. Swanson's a good friend. So I'm very happy to hear that there is a thriving church.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's many, but in Lake Nona. So tell us about the Hope Scholars Golf Scramble. Give us the 411, Mike.
Yeah. Hope Scholars started in 2012 with the beginning. Our Reverend Nancy Graham-Ogni, she has many different missions, and this was one of them because student debt is one of the largest shares of consumer debt that the emerging children of today have. And that's a very big part of their consumer debt is the cost of school. And so this became part of our mission from the very beginning. What are we going to do for Hope Scholars? I got involved in it, and it was a typical, we do the little fundraisers and we do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I said, I think I could do something else about 4 years ago. And they said, well, what could you do? And I said, professionally, I held corporate golf tournaments.
Sure.
All right, as part of my sales activities. And I said, we could do a golf tournament for this. And that was a year before the pandemic. You talk about timing.
Yeah, Mike, that was some interesting timing right there.
Yeah, so we planned it for the April of the heart of the pandemic. All right. And needless to say, nothing happened that April, that first year. But we did have a version of it in June. Things began to loosen up that first year in the pandemic. June,
Yes.
we had a version of it. And last year, we had a very nice showing. We had 16 teams, 40 corporate sponsors. We raised $6,800 last year for
Wow,
scholarships.
amazing. That's
Yeah, no, I
amazing.
was, and I told the Reverend, I said, "This is the vision I had, not the one during the pandemic." And so this year we're moving right along. Sponsorship is going well, and we're always looking for more sponsors. And we have good number of teams. We're always looking for more teams, but
What's the event? What's the event date?
the event date is May 14th. So
Wonderful.
it's
So we
only
still
3
have
weeks
time to
away.
get some people involved, get people out there. Where
Yep.
is the event at, Mike?
Yeah, Eagle Creek Golf Course on
Beautiful.
Narcoossee. All
So
right.
beautiful.
And, that is a great course. If
Yeah.
people that play golf, Ted, do you play golf?
No, I like to follow the cart person around and make sure I'm having a good time. But yes, I have played. I'm not really good, Mike, at all.
Well, I don't know exactly what that means, but everybody thinks they should be better than they are. So,
Yes.
I play a lot, and I have my moments when I'm really pretty good, and I have my moments when I go deep, deep, deep into a rabbit hole, and they never come out. And
I love
but we have fun both ways, and and that's the key to golf is having fun both ways. And my tournament, we're going to have fun.
Yeah,
And
fun's so critical. I have played in a foursome where the other three are not having any fun. And so that's usually when I'm like, I'll see you later. You guys are too serious. I think it's so important to play, and the camaraderie, the networking, the rapport building is important, and you're giving back. And the reason you and I know each other is because of the Lake Nona Regional Chamber of Commerce. Talk
right,
a little bit about your involvement in or Hope Nona's involvement in the chamber.
right. A couple of years ago, I suggested to our Reverend Nancy Graham-Agni that we really should get to know the community better. And I suggested to her that joining the chamber would be a great way to do that. And so we got to know. I've attended some meetings and we've gone to some events, and it's certainly a work in process. For me to have a total grasp of what they're doing and how they're doing it, I am truly impressed as to where they came from and where they are today. And because I know that's a lot of work, what they're doing, and they're doing it the right way. And really, it really is impressive what they've done, because
It's
this seems
beautiful,
like,
right?
yeah, it seems like a little slice of Orange County, but they all of a sudden everybody, when we moved to Lake Nona area 14 years ago from Dr. Phillips area, and when my daughter, she's grown now and out of the house, but when we moved over here, she called this the dark side of the moon. So,
I
and
mean, she's not necessarily wrong.
yeah, no, but it isn't like that anymore over
Not
there.
anymore.
No,
It's absolutely amazing. I love what the chamber does.
yep,
I
yep,
feel like Don and Madeline and their entire team and all the volunteers do such a great job of promoting business, promoting charity, promoting the community, and they're so embracing. And that's what I love about the Lake Nona Regional
me too.
Chamber of Commerce. All right, Mike, if we had a couple of people ask, where do they sign up if they're interested in sponsorship or whole sponsorship or playing
Yeah.
on May 14th?
Well, lakenona.com, hopenona.com does have a link website. And the website is charitygolftoday.com/Hope Scholars. That's the actual website.
Perfect.
We got that donated. I mean, everything we do, as much as possible, we get donated for this thing, because every dollar we spend is $1 we can't give to the scholarships.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So that's kind of the, yeah, I have some of these high-priced, high-pressure scramble companies that keep saying, well, what's your budget and how much you're going to spend? And I said, I'm going to spend as little as possible, and I'm going to get as much result as I can.
Better believe it.
And I said, I'm not being cheap, but the mission is clear. We're trying to give these kids a running start.
Yes. And that's what we're going to do. Go to hopenona.com, Lake Nona, cc.org, or you can find Mike and me, and we will get you to the link that he mentioned earlier. We'll make sure we put that in the comments after the show. Mike, what a joy to have you on. Thank you for your patience. I love what you're doing. Big shout out to Hope. It's Hope Presbyterian Church of Lake Nona, at Lake Nona, and of course the Lake Nona Chamber. Thank you, my friend, for being on the show. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed weekend.
Blessings to you, Ted. Blessings to you. And have a great weekend. And I do appreciate the time you gave us. Thank you.
Absolutely. And y'all go out. Tomorrow is Nona Festival, the international celebration. Don't miss out. It's a free event. LakeNonaCC.org.
Bring the kids. There's a lot of things to do for the kids.
Lots for the kids. Lots. All right.